Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't rub salt in the wound"? It's a common phrase, but have you ever stopped to think about where it comes from? Believe it or not, this saying is tied to a fascinating, yet often misunderstood historical practice. Today, we read diving deep into the surprising truth behind salt and its role in everything from ancient battles to modern medicine. You might imagine that rubbing salt into a wound would be an act of extreme cruelty, a form of torture. And in some contexts, it certainly was. But the real story is far more complex. In ancient times, long before antibiotics and antiseptics, soldiers and healers faced a constant battle against infection. A simple cut on the battlefield could quickly become a death sentence. So, what was their secret weapon? You guessed it, salt. Salt is a powerful dehydrating agent. When applied to a wound, it draws water out of bacterial cells, effectively killing them and preventing infection from taking hold. It was a painful, brutal process, no doubt about it, but it was also a life-saving one. It was a desperate measure for desperate times, choosing the sharp, stinging pain of salt over the slow, agonizing threat of sepsis. This practice wasn't just limited to the battlefield. For centuries, salt was a prized commodity, not just for preserving food, but for its medicinal properties. It was used as a disinfectant, a gargle for sore throats, and a cleaning agent for all sorts of ailments. People understood its power to cleanse and preserve. So, when someone rubbed salt in the wound, metaphorically, they were invoking this very real, very painful physical experience. They were talking about making a bad situation even worse, adding a sharp, stinging pain on top of an existing injury. The phrase captured the essence of that raw, burning sensation. But here's where the story takes a modern twist. Today, we understand the science behind salt much better. We have saline solutions, which are essentially a sterile mixture of salt and water. These solutions are fundamental to modern medicine. They're used to clean wounds, deliver four fluids, rinse sinuses, and even as a contact lens solution. That's right, the very substance once used in a raw, painful form is now the foundation of gentle, sterile healing. Isn't that incredible? The same element that caused so much pain was also the key to survival. It's a perfect example of how human understanding evolves. We took a raw, natural resource and refined our knowledge of it over thousands of years. We went from a brutal but effective disinfectant to a precise, sterile medical tool. The journey of salt from a source of pain to a symbol of healing is a powerful reminder that context is everything. What was once a curse, the agonizing sting of salt in a fresh wound, held the secret to its own cure. It was about understanding the source of the problem, infection, and using the tools available to fight it, no matter how harsh they seemed. So the next time you hear someone say, "Don't rub salt in the wound," you'll know the deep, fascinating history behind it. It's a story of survival, innovation, and the incredible evolution of medicine. It shows us that sometimes the most painful things can hold the key to our healing and strength. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the surprising history behind the world we live in. See you next time.